What's up, everybody, and welcome to the OZone. Today, we are recording from beautiful Beverly Hills. We've got an upgrade ya. Who knew? I am your host, Omar Miller. You can find me on Twitter at Omar Miller or on Instagram at Omar Benson Miller. And my brother is here as well.
The icons at Instagram and at...
This guy, I don't know. This is like, I'm telling you all out there in Ozone Land, he doesn't do it on purpose.
I don't know.
On Instagram. At Instagram would be the Instagram handle.
Oh, which is on Instagram and on Twitter. EYECONZ.
There you go. But let's get straight into it, folks. What is going on? The Cleveland Cavaliers actually won a game, and they look like the Cleveland Cavaliers that we anticipated they would be in this final series.
Yeah, they look like that for one game, though.
And just tell me, I need to talk about my man, King James. Because LeBron James seems to, just like you said, only when somebody gets hurt or only when the situation is dire, he then decides to put on his cape and be Super Bron.
You know what? I think that he's really turned it up this next game simply because Draymond Green called him a bitch.
Well, let's speak on that. Let's see what Klay Thompson had to say.
I mean, guys talk trash in this league all the time. You know, I'm just kind of shocked some guys take it so personal. It's like, I mean, you know, it's a man's league, and I've heard a lot of bad things on that court, but at the end of the day, it stays on we're all competitive people. I mean, trash talk it's a part of the game in basketball. I feel like it's part of any sport, especially this competitive.
I mean, you know, what can we do? Klay is out here saying, I guess LeBron just got his feelings hurt.
I mean, you know what? Everybody trash talks, but not taking it personal is not being human.
I don't think that that's what he's saying. I think he's saying that he got his feelings hurt, and ultimately, this speaks to the kind of weight and sway that LeBron James carries in the NBA. And he's saying that when LeBron gets his feelings hurt, things happen. Now, what I want to talk about a little bit is, as the series stands now, it's 3-1. The Golden State Warriors are on the cusp of winning their second of a back-to-back championship run, which is just, to me, I didn't see that coming. I didn't see it coming last year. I didn't see it coming this year.
No, but the league is watered down, too.
A lot of people feel that way, but a lot of people also feel the flip side, which is you can't front. They beat who's in front of them. Yeah. And so far, they have beat who's in front of them. Now, the issue becomes, in my opinion, what the issue truly becomes is, can they close out? And they've shown many times they can close out, especially at the crib. But is there going to be a rollover situation, or are the Cleveland Cavaliers coming to play? Or is there the unseen hand, excuse me, is there the unseen hand
called the NBA?
Called the NBA, who is the Sith lorded originally by David Stern and now by Adam Silver potentially. Is Draymond Green's suspension a product of the NBA stretching games out as long and series out as long as they possibly can for the most possible revenue? Let's get to where the rubber meets the road, man. I want to talk about what's going on.
Yeah, but I think they hooked Draymond Green, gave them a great out.
I think so.
I don't think that they did it on purpose, but with Draymond Green doing what he's done now, they were like, yes, thank goodness we get to suspend him.
I think there was a ticker tape parade. I saw it. I was invited. I couldn't make it. I had a previous engagement.
Did you have a +1?
I did not. It was a tight list.
Oh, okay.
They can't let the conspiracy go wide.
Oh, okay.
You know, it doesn't work that way. But this is the issue is that when you look at it, a lot of people, I do a lot of surfing and trolling, if you will, on Twitter, and you see a lot of people are upset. A lot of people, and not even Warriors fans. It's not even the Dubs fans. People are just upset because they feel like already you have to wait for far too long, everybody feels like, for the games.
A half a week.
The guys can only play 2 times a week. These guys are the best athletes in the best shape out of anybody in the world, and they can only play 2 basketball games a week.
They get the best treatment.
Everybody's
in hyperbaric chambers right now.
Cryo.
Yeah.
They're asleep right now. They're in hyperbaric.
But, you know, these guys, man, the NBA is a machine, and they're going to do them. We can't be surprised when they give you the NBA.
Can't be surprised when they give you the NBA. It's the same reason why the first round is still 7 games, despite the fact that takes away any suspense for the underdog to actually have a chance to beat the top-seeded team, which would be the 5-round format like they have in baseball.
Now, let me ask you this. Literally now, how long does the season stretch out? Is it almost a year?
Basketball lasts from Halloween until almost the All-Star break of baseball.
Which is
absurd.
Ridiculous.
I mean, now the Warriors are making moves, so technically they could wrap it up tonight, Juneteenth. They could wrap it up on June 13th, I think it is. And that would be the earliest, I think, that I've seen the season end in a very long time, because usually I think the season ends around the third week of June.
Yeah, but, I mean, this game is the Cavaliers. All they have to do is show up, and they got it.
You feel that way? Yeah. You feel like the NBA is giving them all the calls,
dude.
Anything.
Come on.
Wow.
And then you add the suspense and drama of them losing, Golden State losing at home, and, you get to go back to Cleveland. So you can get a Game 7 out of this, actually.
Potentially, you could get a Game 7 out of this. So you're saying that it's just totally and completely, the script has already been written.
Yeah. I mean, this is theater at its finest.
So then.
Bring me my cape.
And your smoking jackets, brother. So what you're saying is that if they trick it off, they really have to trick it off. Like, they have to come in like they did flat, like in those games 1 and 2.
Which is highly possible with cats out there like J.R. Smith and Imani Shumpert not doing the job. So it's highly possible that they can come out there and literally blow chunks. But I doubt it.
But you can't give LeBron James a pass here. This is my thing.
What kind of passes he get? What kind of passes he getting?
I'm looking at the spread right now.
What's it looking like? You in?
The Warriors
are you in?
I'm in. I'm spread out. The Warriors are only favored by 6 points, which is amazing to me, seeing that they won the last 2 games they played at home against this same opponent by a combined 60 points or something like that, 50 points.
Well, I hate to bust everybody's bubble, but Draymond Green is the glue that holds that team together. It's not Steph Curry or Klay Thompson. It is Draymond Green.
Even though I've been leaning more and more to feeling like Klay Thompson is actually the best player on their team.
Yeah.
I think Draymond is the glue. He's their enforcer. He's their, they rally behind him. He does a lot of positive for the squad on a morale level. And let's not dismiss the numbers. My man gave you several triple dubs this year.
Right.
He put up numbers.
He was the second in the league, I think, in triple doubles.
To Westbrook.
Yeah, to Westbrook.
Yeah. And so, I think it's interesting, the theory. Laker Quick hit me on our off time and said, hey, well, I see the NBA is finally coming to the rescue of your man LeBron James. I think it's unfortunate that LeBron is put in this category.
The standard that he has to live up to is ridiculous.
It's crazy. But at the same time, I will say this from watching the games. Now, I went to the Central Intelligence premiere the other night during game, was that game 5?
Mm-hmm.
And or that was game 4. They're up 3-1.
Yeah.
So up 3-1. I went up there on game 4 and went and supported my buddy Dwayne, the big fella. Supported The Rock in his latest endeavor with him and Kevin Hart. Had some chuckles and some laughs. I can't give you an accurate synopsis of the review for the film because I snuck out to watch the game during the film. But what I saw, I did not see the hyper-aggressive LeBron that I saw in game 3.
Which might lead to your theory that you had in the past that his legs are a little bit worn out.
Potentially. I mean, you have to look at the numbers here. This guy has an extra couple seasons on his body. Tyronn Lue, I think he messed up. Actually, this is the biggest problem that I've seen with him this series is that there was no rest for those guys. The starters played, I think, out of 48 minutes, I think the starters played like 42, 44 minutes last game.
But this is the finals. This is it, dude.
This is it. But at the same time, you are human. So even if you need a breather for a minute, I'm just saying you gotta get a breather. They played the entire third quarter, and you gotta get a breather in there. And that game was tight. And there was a couple key plays towards the end of the game that led to that game stretching out. And I saw the brain dead work from J.R. Smith that likes to show up from time to time. Mm-hmm. You know what it is too? I saw guys just missing shots. And there's certain shots you just can't miss. I saw them missing shots.
Now, do you think it's the rubbery legs? Maybe those guys are partying a little bit too much. Or,
I don't even think they're partying. I think that unfortunately, I hate to say this, I think the moment just might be too big for some of these guys. And
I don't think so. They've been there before now. There's no excuse. It's almost the same exact team that was there last year.
Well, in that, if you're saying that, then you're just saying that they're just not up. They're just the competition is too great for them.
Well, honestly, if you really look at these guys from the outside looking in, a lot of these guys don't even look healthy, really. As an athlete, you look at these guys and it looks like they might need to, check their meal plans because their diets don't look like they're together. You're looking at their skin and the way the fatigue that sets in late in the games. A lot of times it's a lot to do with the diet.
Wow. Well, I mean, that's what the doctor was saying.
Yeah.
And for me, I'd like to think that on 4 double-doubles from In-N-Out and 3 orders of fries, I can still hit an open jumper.
Yeah,
but I like to think.
And they're giving you what you could do if you ate that. You're going to get 1 or 2 open jumpers that you can make, but not the whole game. In a professional game that's moving very, very fast, and literally the refs are letting them hammer them. They're playing physical. I don't like the way that they're refereeing the games right now.
Really? What do you see? What do you see?
Well, I see too much grab ass going on. There's a lot of physical, a lot of banging and pushing and everything. And they're not calling it one way or the other. It's just that it's too much. It's out of control because then you get a situation like what happened with Draymond and LeBron. Because they let it go too far.
Well, and you could also argue that they've already let it go too far when it comes to Draymond and LeBron because the situation is what it is. That Draymond now, in every single round, Draymond has been a part of a fracas of some sort that has included another man's genitalia or, he's kicked Steven Adams in the balls. There's been a lot of situations where it looked pretty suspect where you have to question his intent and say, now, was that by purpose or was that an accident? And it seems like that gave the NBA the out to then say, well, look, this is just one too many. This has been every round, and we've gone as far. We didn't suspend him the other time.
Right.
We did this, we did that. Because I tell you what, if they would have suspended him against the Thunder, I don't think the Warriors would be in the finals.
Right. No question. And it seems like they should have done that. Because
that one was much more egregious than this one, in my opinion.
They're both terrible because from mano a mano, I don't need you to swing on my nuts, dude.
I never need you to play around with my nutsack.
Why?
I'm not there with that. That's not what I came to the basketball court for.
Fist, any of that. I don't want any part of that.
I don't want to play grab ass on the basketball court. So, well, you have that angle of it. A lot of other people along the conspiracy theory lines are saying that, you know what? Do you think that if the series was 2-2, they would have
let him slide?
Yeah.
I think that what Draymond Green has done is that he's going to have this carry on. This is going to be his legacy.
I think he's giving you the Rasheed Wallace now.
Yeah, and it's going to follow him everywhere you go. Well, Rasheed wasn't dirty, though. Rasheed was just animated.
Yeah, I agree. But no, what I'm saying is, and I'm glad you cleared that up. I'm not saying that Rasheed Wallace was dirty. Mm-hmm. I'm saying that I think he gave the Rasheed Wallace in the sense that now this follows him, and the referees are going to be looking
because the guy's under
that.
a microscope. I was speaking to Trucker Didi. We were talking about it, Trucker Dave, and he was saying that he thought that they were sort of picking on him, but I don't think that. I think that this guy has put himself under a microscope, and then if you put yourself under that microscope, you can't be surprised when people see you.
But that's deep.
It is. It's microscopic.
Yeah, zoom lens, cameraman, zoom in. Yeah, it's a great point. Well, me personally, I don't know what's going to happen tonight. I'd like to give a vote of confidence and say that the Cavs are going to show up. I think that you pose a very interesting point that as it stands now, it's their game to lose. But I've seen stranger things happen up there. And also, I tell you, them boys are like a whole different team at home. I think that
who's going to do the dirty work?
I don't know. But Spates, I think they're going to depend on
Mo
Spates a lot.
Spates.
I think Mo Buckets is going to get some burn.
He's nice. He
is
started
nice.
at a lot of places.
He could start without question.
But I don't think he has the stamina to go like that. And Draymond Green gives them the up-tempo. And with Space, you're going to have to play big, more so.
I don't know. Space. Mo Buckets is shooting from deep. He's running the court.
Yeah, he can't run it like Draymond Green.
No, Draymond Green is one of the best players in the world.
Yeah.
But I believe that the situation now is one where the league needs a game 6. The league needs it to go 6.
At least.
Yeah, 5 isn't the big money.
No 5 and dive.
I don't think it's 5 and dive. I think they need 6 in the mix here. I think they got to do it, and it will be interesting to watch this game and see how they call the game and see if they make it obvious, and egregious with the calls, or see if they kind of try to make it subtle. My theory always has been is that ever since that ref Tim Donaghy got caught,
right?
And he said there were several refs who were in on it, basically. And everybody always discredited what he said because he got caught, which to me was amazing. But I always felt like these guys are the best in the world, and they don't need a lot of help. You don't have to make all-out bad calls as much as you just need to put them in a position to give them extra chances to succeed. And a guy that is a professional secretary doesn't need the thing to be slanted in her favor. But if you give her a couple of extra keys on her keyboard, she can actually pull out that extra, time. It's the worst metaphor that you've ever heard in your life there. But the worst analogy I've ever come up with. I'm trying to put everyone to sleep. Exactly. That's exactly that. And see, now a world-class storyteller like myself doesn't need much help in putting you to sleep. But if you give me help, I'll make sure you get the knockout drops.
You.
Exactly. No, but you understand what I'm saying. It doesn't take much. You get the big guy in foul trouble, or in this situation like with them, say Curry or Klay Thompson gets in foul trouble. It doesn't take much. It really doesn't take much.
Well, honestly, Curry stays in foul trouble.
Yeah, he does. He hacks a lot. I'm interested, though, because I saw a great special on him yesterday. This guy seems like the best guy in the world.
Seems like a really, really nice guy.
Yeah, where he was with he brought these kids out from North Carolina, a kid and his twin, and the twin girl had she was suffering from cancer, and he brought them out because they're huge fans, and he let them come out for the tip, and he shot around with them. I was really impressed, this kid. But, I feel like what the series has done, what the OKC series and this series have done, is they've highlighted the Warriors' weaknesses, which is that they're careless with the basketball, they have poor shot selection, and that those things will help you win the game if you make them pay.
Well, yeah, but they're all leaning, all the analysts and everybody else is leaning towards the Warriors being a dynasty. I don't really see that, but I didn't see them winning one, let alone two.
And I didn't see Donald Trump going this deep in the presidential nomination. So,
exactly.
This is the kind of thing that
also,
happens.
If you speak on that, he's trying to get Tom Brady and Big Ben to speak at the GOP for him.
Come on, man. Listen, if you're going to go, you want some winners with you. I think that I also read something that LeBron said about that horrible, terrible nightclub shooting in Florida, which I thought was great. He said, it's another hit for us as Americans, and we had to deal with what we had to deal with in our world today. It definitely puts things in perspective on basketball for myself. It's just a small matter of what reality really is. And that's great. And at the same time,
you want to talk about a great guy, man? That guy's a great guy.
He comes off like a great dude, man. He really does.
Yeah, he's a stand-up guy.
And especially when he talk about 90, 50, 40. But, it's just society is in such a place of darkness. I feel like from time to time it gets highlighted by something grand like that, but there's all sort of those small ugly things going on the day-to-day that we all reach to these athletes and celebrities when we watch the game and the movies. We want them to be heroes, and all we want is good competition.
Right.
And this is what's so disturbing when you start feeling like things could be rigged or dirty. It just puts you in a spot where you just don't. I don't want the games to be rigged. How disturbing that would be.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you found out the games were truly scripted.
But now, in your hearts of hearts, because honestly, people out there, sports fans, I had quit watching the NBA.
He did. I can tell this is the truth.
For the last how many years?
That's 5-6 years.
Yeah, because I could tell you exactly what's going to happen all the way up until the finals.
So he would just watch the finals. The icons would only watch the finals.
You just watch the finals because you can tell about the broad theater.
Yeah.
Romeo.
Wherefore art thou 3-pointer, Romeo?
And I don't think that anything's changed. It's just that the players are different, And you're talking about bringing out LeBron and Steph Curry. Why is it that it's always the superstars to get there? These guys who are considered the best in the game, they always go head up. Do you ever see a team like the Bucks, who have a team full of nice players, ever go far? It's not an accident.
I don't know. I mean, the flip side to that is look at the San Antonio Spurs. The Spurs are not a big market team, and yet they consistently made their way there every year. They got it done.
Yeah, but they had superstars. You had Tim Duncan. Now you have Kawhi Leonard. So there's, like I said, the league is filled nowadays with monster players. Anthony Davis is one of the best players in the league. But until he gets that major market feel or whatever to him, you're not going to see anything from them.
Wow. I think, I don't know. There's a lot of guys who need help. Anthony Davis needs help. He's out there playing with the guys in this room right now. LeBron has some help. And worse than that, this is the help LeBron chose.
That's the worst thing of it all.
Okay. Let's speak on it, son.
Let's speak on it, D-Wash.
Just speak on it.
Because he signed off on all of these guys. And now you made your bed, dude. Now you've got to lie in it.
And it's tough because you expect these guys, if you're LeBron, you're expecting these guys to actually help you out.
Right. And it looks like he's disgusted himself. He's like, man.
But this is the problem I have. Sometimes he then seems like he rolls over. And this is the problem. It's like he gives in to the fact that his other guys can't perform.
Yeah, but you know what? He built this squad, and like he literally has to live with it. It's not cool, but it is what it is. And you live and you learn. And I wouldn't doubt if he jumped ship. He should be a hired assassin. I tell you, year to year.
1 year, one at a time, huh?
Yeah.
One off. They're talking something crazy. Like the next year when the revenue comes in, they're talking guys are going to get paid $50 million a year.
Yeah. Now, why would a guy like LeBron, if you can get $75 to $100 million a year for playing a year-to-year contract, why wouldn't you do that?
Well, and then on top of that, you got the $1 billion contract, the lifetime guarantee from Nike on top of that.
Yeah, and then forget about the bullshit about you being a
hometown guy.
Yeah, hometown guy or loyal to a team. Are they loyal to you?
I mean, they signed the guys that you wanted them to sign.
Yeah.
They paid those guys that you wanted them to sign and play with.
Yeah, but what about the first time when he was there?
What do you mean? Those guys got hurt. What do you want? Oh, the first go-around was, the first go-around was ridiculous. But
yeah, and what did they do when he left? When he decided to leave? They ran him down. They burned his jerseys. They called him every name in the book. And, so there is no loyalty in sports. It's a business.
Wow, you sound like I hear the bitter beer face coming in. Is that oh, my God, look at his face. It's bitter. What happened? Yeah, listen,
So I don't, the loyalty thing, I think the loyalty part is for the fans, but not for the athletes. They have to do what's best for them.
And I think there's only a handful of owners that are actually it rolls with. You have guys who, like the Lakers organization, decide they pick and choose who they're going to be loyal with.
Yeah, Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, I mean, look at Tony Romo. You can't be more loyal than Jerry World is down to Tony Romo.
He's won one playoff game, right?
I don't know.
His whole career.
Has he?
I think he's just won.
The only time I'll say he got cheated was that catch with Des Bryant was a catch.
Yeah, even if it was a catch, do you think they won the game?
Yeah, because that was like at the end of the game. That was I think they would have won that game. That was But you know what you can win?
What can I win?
You can win a membership to the 5-4 Club just by buying it. You won.
I won.
You see how that works? No, really, folks. The 5-4 Club, I'm sporting some 5-4 right now. Underneath my hoodie is a beautiful 5-4 t-shirt because it's summertime. We're going with the summer edit right now. 5-4 Club, it's just incredible. You enroll in the 5-4 Club, you take a short style quiz, and then you receive an expertly curated package of exclusive clothing worth $150 or more every single month for only $65 a month.
Let me ask you a question. Is there a promo code?
I have a promo code for you people. It's my name, Omar. Go, sign up. Fellas, you don't want to shop anymore. You have better things to do, but you still want to look sharp. Let 5-4 curate and stylize your wardrobe. Go to 54club.com. Use promo code Omar when you sign up. And thank me later. Moving on, folks. The Grim Reaper is really on his job, and it's just unfortunate. Really, really unfortunate. We had another loss this week. We lost young Kevin Ferguson at only 42 years old, better known as Kimbo Slice.
It's unbelievable, right?
Rest in power, Slice.
Yeah, because they're saying he had the bad heart, right?
Yeah. So what the reports are saying is that there was something wrong with there was a mass on his liver. And also he was on the list for a heart transplant.
He was on the list.
That's what they said. He was on the list. And he went into the hospital. From what I understand, he went in and don't quote me on this. This is what I've read. He went into the hospital he wasn't feeling good. And he went in. I think he was trying to figure out where he was on the transplant list. And they were like, look, you're experiencing heart failure. We need to get you a heart now. And they didn't think he was going to be able to switch hospitals fast enough for the heart to come in. And he wasn't. And he passed away waiting for that transplant.
Wow.
And I'm talking about this guy, and I think one thing that social media does so greatly now is it really emphasizes and can focus for people to say how they feel about things and what they feel and landmark things. Because I read something on an RIP on someone's Twitter that was legit. And they said Kimbo Slice introduced me to the world of YouTube videos. And I thought about it, and he introduced me to the world of YouTube. I never watched a video on YouTube before Kimbo Slice.
Wow.
Me personally.
Right.
Man, I remember when he hit the scene, and it was just this rugged, just animal in the backyard destroying dudes.
Just like Animal.
he was just
Putting people to sleep.
letting guys hit him in the face, and they still couldn't hurt him.
He didn't even have a neck.
Dude's neck was so wide, it just went from a trap to his mouth.
Right.
It was just a trapezoid to his mouth. Kimbo was a stud, and I tell you what, truth be told, Kimbo's the American dream in a lot of ways, because
He literally came out of the backyard.
this guy came out of the backyard and out of the slums. He was in a bad way, and from what I understand about everybody who knows him, he was a family guy. He was a really great guy that was trying to teach kids in his neighborhood, to do the right thing and whatnot. And this was a way he used to make money, was actually brawling dudes in the back. And then because of the YouTube popularity, he actually got a professional deal out of it.
He got a chance.
And he got a chance, and he took advantage of his chance. He put in the work. He started late, so it wasn't like, you could only expect so much from him, but he always competed. He never quit.
Wow. You brought up a trippy point is that you can eulogize a guy via social media.
Wow.
Right?
That's deep.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, man. Young Slice.
Now, let me ask you this about Slice. Do you know if that bad heart situation is hereditary?
I don't know. That's a good point. I don't know. I from what I understand, it wasn't. There's no funny business about his, about any sort of drug use or anything like that.
Right.
I think that he found himself just in a bad way. Obviously, he was a well-conditioned athlete, but I don't know what the spots on his liver, the mass on his liver was about.
Right. I know that he's from down south too. They eat good.
Yeah, meaning not necessarily healthy. They eat good. Yeah, I can't call it. But I was saddened to hear that Kimbo passed. But I was really impressed with the impact that he had on young people, especially because social media was packed with Kimbo Slice like it was when Muhammad Ali died.
Right.
It was
He's their
a couple
Muhammad Ali,
notches
though, right?
below. Somewhat. I mean, he really is.
Because the kids nowadays, we talk about the greatest, but a lot of the kids don't even know who the greatest, if you bring up the greatest, you just said the greatest. Like, oh, who? Who's that?
They might give you Money May.
Yeah, they may say that Mayweather is the greatest.
And a lot of them give you the Bahamian brother, Kevin Ferguson, also known as Kimbo Slice.
Exactly.
And what a name. Kimbo Slice.
Who came up with that?
The hardest dude in the world.
You know what? Man?
That's the hardest name ever.
I think I'm going to go with, why don't you go with Kimbo?
Yeah, I got it,
What,
Kimbo Slice. Who wants a slice of that Kimbo?
Man,
Nobody wanted a slice.
Nah, nobody want no slice of that pie.
Nobody wanted a slice of that Kimbo pie because he was putting cats to sleep. If you don't know, go on YouTube and just punch in Kimbo Slice and prepare for the rest of your day to become very aggressive because Kimbo will show you how to put guys to sleep.
Yeah, and you know what? If he, just think if he could got to a professional trainer earlier, where he could have been.
Because he had crazy, it just crazy heart. He just,
Chin, heart.
Yeah. He the will to win was just over the top.
And he was willing to put in the work.
He was willing to put in the work. We got a little clip of champion Keith Thurman and what he says about the loss of Kimbo Slice.
He did a lot of his backyard brawling here in the state of Florida, man. And I remember growing up, watching his YouTube videos, watching his knockouts. I mean, it's clear that, to some extent that, he seemed to love that Mike Tyson style, He just had a certain charisma. He got most of his popularity through the internet, but then he did transfer. He actually had a few boxing matches alongside with his MMA professional career. And, the best thing about Kimbo Slice is to just, see the effort that he put in at such a late stage in life, how he didn't come up in the sports like fighters like myself or other fighters in the history, but that, like I said, can't stop. Nothing should be able to stop you from doing what you truly want to do. Only you can stop you. Only you tell yourself when to quit, how far you truly can go.
That's middleweight champion Keith Thurman. Keith one-time Thurman speaking on the loss of Kimbo Slice and speaking on some some other aspects as well. He's getting prepared for a fight against Sean Porter, which should be a great fight.
Right.
I think you'll be able to catch the Ozone at that fight, all members involved. But I think this is it just goes to show, and I didn't know that Kimbo had some boxing matches as well as MMA matches, and it's what you were talking about. Imagine if he could have got some training earlier on.
There's no telling where he could be. I mean, I know he would be in the heavyweight division.
That's what you could confirm.
I don't know about, the potential wise, he, with that kind of heart and that kind of passion. But then again, maybe if you took him out of that element, he might not have been as hungry.
I don't know. There was something about the backyard. It seemed like it really fired him up.
There's supposed to be like a bare knuckle movement going on down there.
Well, you know what? When I went out there to watch Chino Maidano train at Robert Garcia's gym, there was a couple fighters in there who fight bare knuckle, and that's bad news, man. I wouldn't want that. Why would you want to do that to yourself or anybody else? You see people's flesh get torn off there when you punch them with your bare hands. If you got pop, it's ugly. If you've ever seen that, folks.
Teeth. Oh,
yeah. You can get your teeth in. You can get another guy's teeth in your hands. Yeah, in your fist, based on that. Yeah, it's rough stuff.
Is the bare knuckle legal?
They have a league. It's like it's on TV. It's not.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess if you agree to it, it's all good. I don't understand. One other thing I wanted to get your take on is get a preview on this Klitschko Fury rematch. It's coming up fast, man. It's coming up in less than 4 weeks.
Well, you know what? Unfortunately, I think it's going to be anticlimactic.
You think so?
Yeah, because Tyson Fury's not taking it serious, and I don't know what Klitschko is doing, but I know that Tyson Fury's not taking it serious.
Why do you say that?
Well, because I've seen videos and everything on Bleacher Report and everything of him being beat up by his sparring partners and him being out of shape with a belly and everything else.
Really?
Yeah, it's all out there, and it's terrible. I mean, and he's like, "Yeah, I had a bad day at the gym, mate." Like, hey, dude, you better get in shape. You play with the big boys, you're gonna get put to sleep.
Wow.
Yeah, he's sloppy pimping.
Wow. Well, hopefully all this leads to my man Shannon Briggs to get a shot. Because all I want to hear is let's go, champ.
You sure?
You got to do it, champ.
You sure?
I said yeah. Champ. I can't wait. If you need some motivational speaking, skip Tony Robbins. Go straight to Twitter or Instagram and follow Shannon the Cannon Briggs. And he will motivate you to go work out, to live your life. Shannon Briggs had ballooned up. He had some mental problems, and he had ballooned up to almost 400 pounds. I think he was more than 400 pounds.
Wow.
And now he is cut up like a Jamaican outfit, as he says.
But let me ask you this, though. Do you think that he's just doing this? And obviously, he's doing it for the dough, but can you take him serious?
I mean, you can take him serious as much as you can take any 40-plus-year-old fighter seriously. And what can you do? He's doing him. I think that he's in great shape, and I think that he has a lot of ring experience. And one thing that we've seen over and over again is that in the heavyweight division, if there's a comeback to be made, you make it in the heavyweight division because that power doesn't go anywhere, as opposed to guys who rely on speed or reflexes and quickness and so on and so forth.
You can give him the one-hitter quitter.
Yeah, listen, and if you can take a punch, you can give him that George Foreman.
Ooh.
Come on, man. Come on. You know what else you could do?
What?
You could taste the jungle. It only takes 3 ingredients to get great health. And it takes water, chlorophyll, and a little agave. Or honey, if you like. Go to GorillaLife.com and enjoy yourself. Treat yourself to a wonderfully flavored drink that is a chlorophyll-based drink that'll clear up your skin, clear up your digestion. I'm a big fan of this stuff myself. I got a refrigerator full of it, and not just because I'm the host of the Ozone. GorillaLife.com. Sweeten your life, folks. And make it more healthy, like the gorilla does in the jungle. That was my silverback. You like that?
Oh, man, I was a little intimidated.
I'm trying to tell you. It was a mix between Christian Bale's Batman and and Harambe that got killed. R.I.P. Harambe.
The homie Harambe.
Checked out Harambe Amabula. Why are you checking him out?
So Harambe kicking it in the hood.
I see. What's up, Harambe?
Oh, not much. You got it, man.
If I had your hand, I turned mine in.
If I had yours, I cut mine off.
Oh, Harambe. Oh, man. Saw something very terrible in the You Trick segment. You want to know who tricked this week?
Who tricked?
and this is unfortunate.
Hopefully it's not me.
Who tricked is the homie Juan Uribe. Did you see this?
Oh, my goodness. I heard about it, but I didn't see it. 101 miles and 110 miles an hour.
To the nuts?
To the nuts. Are you crazy? It took him like 10, 15 minutes to get him off the field or something?
And then he had to get carted off.
Of course.
I mean, he has a testicular contusion. There's a chance right now that the homie Juan Uribe has the biggest balls on the planet.
And then he has a great chance of losing his balls.
Ooh, don't even speak on that.
I mean,
I'm
can we blame this one on Draymond Green?
Yes. It would have happened in Cleveland.
Come
I
on.
mean, what do you want? Damn it, Juan. You tricked.
That's terrible, man.
And he's got crazy leather.
I mean, the game
Oh,
catches
actually, it happened in Los Angeles. It didn't happen in Cleveland.
But the game catches up with you. The game don't wait.
Man. They can't flock this time.
Can't. Destroy the nutsack. It ain't straight.
Doomed to be a killer. Since he came out the nutsack. Ring ding dong.
Yeah. Ding 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 dong.
Keep their heads ringing.
Ring ding dong.
Yeah.
Ring ding 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 dong.
Oh, man. We ain't doing nothing but some good living up here in the OZone. We just having a good time, folks. And this is off of Mike Trout. You want to hear the call?
Yes.
Hot shot to third, and Uribe, he got nailed by that ball.
Yes,
he's
he
down.
did.
And he's in a lot of pain. Out comes Jeff Desjardins, along with Terry Francona. They'll take a look at
So it's
Uribe.
a one-hopper.
That could be the
This is like-
second
yes,
player
I
on
was
this
going to
trip.
say this is exactly I think
Wow.
what happened to Gomes in Seattle.
Well, I can tell you, you never have to worry about me signing up to play for the Cleveland Indians.
Right?
That's what I'll tell you, because there's two guys on the team that are playing around with testicular contusions. I don't know what's going on. Some in the water. Some in the sunflower seeds.
And I don't want it.
I don't want it. Let's move into, speaking of the testicular contusion, let's move into baseball for our final segment. Give me your take of what's going on in the league right now, baseball expert, icons.
Oh, man. I think that there's...
I've been on a losing streak lately.
myself included.
I can't pick a winner to
can't.
save my life.
No. Can you pick a winner to save mine?
I would. I feel confident. Just I couldn't save my own.
No, you know what? The league is going through a shift right now. You know, even in our fantasy league, we were talking about it.
Oh, the icon squeaked by me in our fantasy
Yeah.
league. Beat me by 7 points.
Yeah,
all because
baby,
of
yeah.
Kenley Jansen.
How do you feel about that?
I'm salty.
Are you naked and afraid?
I am. I'm just wearing clothes to cover it. But inside, I'm naked and afraid. But, it's unfortunate because Ken Lee had a chance and the Dodgers had a chance to establish dominance over them, over the Giants.
Right.
And like maybe one of those things that could mentally propel you, work you to meet, later in the season,
Instead,
which they
that's
will.
a mental backbreaker.
It sure is, brother. Snap into a Slim Jim. It was a backbreaker.
Yeah, because you know what? You're bringing out Ken Lee. He's supposed to be an intimidator and everything. And they're saying...
And the night before, he almost blew that
He
save.
sure did. They had him on wobbly legs, and then you bring him back out, and you actually get him. So now what you're saying is that, you know what? You can bring in whoever you want to. You don't have anybody better than Kershaw, and after that, you can bring in whoever you want to, and we're good.
And we're good. And we're going to get him. Right after Kershaw gets out, we got you.
Exactly. So, and that puts a lot of pressure on the starting pitchers because
Sure it does.
If you don't feel like you can close the game out, they're like, oh, man, I'm going to come out of this game. I'm not going to even get my win.
Yep.
Because Ken Lee is back there playing with the cooter.
He's back there, but if the cutter isn't working, but
Turn
what
into
is
a flat
working,
fastball.
and you get a bunch of you get knocked around. But how about Yulieski Gurriel
I go.
is that free agent? Tell me how you feel about the Gurriel family, who we
Oh.
saw play in the World Baseball
Man,
Classic down in Cuba.
Yeah, I still think that their brother is the better one, Yuneski.
Man, he was a monster.
He's a beast. He's
Now,
beast
who
mode.
could use this guy right now?
Who couldn't use him? No, everybody can use a talent like that. It doesn't grow on trees, man. This guy can swing the stick. He's got leather. What do you want from him?
5'2"?
I think the whole family's 5'2", even the mother.
I saw her. She was amazing.
I drafted her in my fantasy.
Really?
Yeah. 6th round.
6th round. She went low. 6th round. Hilarious. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be interesting to see where he lands. Truth be told, he wouldn't be a bad pickup. He really wouldn't be a bad pickup for the Washington Nationals, because if the Nationals could get him and move Danny Espinosa, or either move Rendon back to second base and then put Gurriel at third, get Stephen Drew out of the league.
Yeah, and they want to bring up that kid, Trey Thomas. Was it Trey Turner?
Truck Turner. Bring up Truck Turner.
Yeah, they brought him up when, don't quote me, but I think that it was not Danny Espinosa. Maybe Danny Espinosa went on paternity leave. And they brought him up for a few games. The kid is the next thing coming. And then, the Washington Nationals aren't what they're supposed to be. And Matt Harvey is getting his act together, so the Mets are going to be a problem.
They sure are. But I tell you who I got my eye on are the St. Louis Cardinals.
Really?
The St. Louis Cardinals last year were the safest bet in all of sports because at home. I don't remember what their home record was last year, but there was a point when the St. Louis Cardinals literally just plain and simply didn't lose at home. It didn't matter who they were playing against. And even though their starting pitching has been suspect, they still have a solid bullpen. And I personally believe that Johnny Peralta coming back off the DL he's their Draymond Green.
Right, but I don't think Wainwright is not the pitcher that he was.
And neither is Michael Wacha.
Yeah, but their bullpen is a little suspect too because who was that? Joey Votto hit a bomb off of Kevin Seacrest the other night, a walk-off.
Yeah, and I think they got Rosie the other night too. I think they got Trevor Rosenthal touched him in Pittsburgh, but they're on a 5 or 6 game winning streak.
Yeah.
And I tell you, that team is a momentum-based team. Mike Matheny knows how to get in those guys' heads. And there's a very interesting situation that can happen because the Cubs are steamrolling the teams that they're supposed to steamroll. I'm very interested to see how this series against the Nationals is going to play out. Kicking off tonight with Scherzer against Kyle Hendricks.
Wow. I would go with Scherzer definitely.
Definitely.
Kyle Hendricks pitches to contact, and that's never good. One of the things that everybody's doing, which
it's never good when you got a guy hitting damn near 400 in the lineup in Daniel Murphy.
Yeah, and you have Bryce Harper, but Bryce Harper, they won't pitch to him. They pitch around him, and that's not going to do much for the team. So if you can pitch around him, they're saying that they'd rather take Daniel Murphy's poison than Bryce Harper's.
Wow. Wow. Well, and it's still going to be hard to catch up with the Cubbies. I mean, the Cubbies are
I think they're overrated, actually.
I do too, but they're on pace to win 114 games.
Yeah.
Which means that they would have to get extremely cold to not win 100 games.
Guess what? It'll happen. This is baseball. The averages say that you're going to go extremely cold at one point or another.
I agree, but there's so many bum teams in the league.
Yeah, but guess what?
They can beat up on the bum teams. They don't really
have a bullpen, although they're talking about doing a big trade right now.
Tell me who they're talking about.
They're trying to get Betances, Miller, or El Chapo. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
They're trying to get the Mexican drug lord?
No, not that one.
Oh.
Aroldis Chapman.
Oh, okay. I didn't know his nickname was El Chapo.
Yeah.
Well, geez. Well, there you go. You learn something new every day in the OZone.
Just gave him
that'll be a good move. I'm interested.
But they need to solidify that bullpen, and they're just injury away, just like everybody else. from flopping on their face. What they can do is pull kids out of the minor leagues. That's what they can do.
They're giving you great Yankees work from that team.
96?
Yeah, that late 90s Yankees push when they can bring up guys and everybody that they brought up seemed like they were better than the last guy.
Right, but if any of those starting pitchers get hurt, they're going to have a problem because they're really relying on Lackey and Lester and Arrieta. And after that, then what? You got Kyle Hendricks. But guess what? If Lackey goes down or if Lester goes down, and Arrieta, man, he's in great shape. It'll be hard for him to go down. But any of the other guys go down, man, it's going to be a problem for him. Not trying to wish that on him. I just don't think that everybody gets hit by the injury bug. I also heard that the Giants are thinking about trying to pull the plug on Bronny.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Pull the plug. I don't want to take him off of life support. What he's going to do is going to take the Brewers off of life support because that's what they're on, even though they beat the Mets and cost me some money.
Well, the Brewers are starting to look a lot better.
They are because their pitching is starting to look a lot better.
They got the kid over there, Zach Davies.
Who's looking gave it to Steven Matz. He pitched 6 scoreless yesterday.
Yeah. He almost had a no-hitter the game before that.
For the last 2 games before that, he took no hitters into the 5th.
Yeah.
That kid can pitch, but I
doesn't throw hard.
Who my sleeper is right now,
and
they're not really a sleeper, I guess, because they're in first place. But my sleeper is the Texas Rangers.
Yeah.
Because speaking of the injury bug, they've actually come back. Cole Hamels gets no respect.
He didn't. He wasn't even favored yesterday.
He's
he won
never favored.
You know
Cole Hamels is never favored, and he's as good as anybody in baseball.
Their front line pitching is terrible. Besides Cole Hamels, and then who? You have Martin Perez. Martin Perez is nice.
You got Colby Lewis. Look at Colby Lewis.
Colby Lewis is going to turn into Colby Lewis.
You don't want to believe, but I'm talking about.
You will believe, Dr. Jones.
Kalima. Yeah, but you can believe in that suck-a-dum, seek-a-dum if you want to, but as of right now.
Colby Lewis is dealing.
As of right now, Colby Lewis is dealing.
Yeah, but they have a closer problem as well.
They do. They need to fix that. But they also got Yu Darvish, whose arm he took a little time off for soreness, but I think his arm is going to get stronger and stronger.
Well, no, he's got a shoulder problem. He's not pitching tonight.
I know. That's what they said. Yeah. They said he's got a little soreness.
But it's not a little soreness. They're just downplaying.
You know?
I've got the inside, dude. Anytime they start talking about neck and shoulder, it's a little bit more. That's like saying you have a tricep or bicep injury. Then pretty soon it means that you're, about to take a little time off. They're so afraid, but they pay these guys too much money to play games and just take a chance of putting a guy out there. But the Texas Rangers are real. The only thing I don't like about them is that they don't have that nice right-handed stick. I mean, Adrian Beltre is nice, but
you want that. You want Bronny.
Yeah,
you want Bronny,
but he's hurt. Adrian Beltre is hurt as well. He always gets hurt. But their lineup is left-handed, heavy, crazy heavy.
I just can't believe Prince Fielder is hitting under the Mendoza line.
Yeah, he just hit a bomb the other night. I
never would have seen
first
that.
time in 20 years.
Man, since Little League.
Yeah.
He's batting 194, dude.
Yeah.
Prince Fielder?
He shouldn't be in the show anymore. 194.
Not if he's in 194.
I can give you 194.
Guaranteed.
And I'm terrible.
Guaranteed. Wow, that's interesting. That's an interesting perspective there.
Which one?
I'm just thinking about the situation. I mean, you don't seem like you're giving Derek Holland much.
Derek Holland, he's coming back off an injury too, and he's inconsistent right now. So, the heat hasn't even kicked in yet in baseball, which is the summertime.
Yeah.
And the summertime makes everybody tell the truth because you start disappearing when you get into that heat. I have more confidence in Martin Perez than I do in anybody in their rotation besides Cole Hamels.
Yeah, Cole Hamels, though, he showed up last year in the playoffs and shut down the Rangers.
But one of the things,
shut down the Blue Jays.
He shut down his own team.
That's how serious he was. He shut down his own. Changed up so mean, he shut down his own hitters.
But I think that one of the things with them is that they just need to mix that lineup up, man. Profar came and gave him a jolt, Jerkson, but they need to actually mix that lineup up so that they can get. I would say that their lineup is 60% left-handers.
Something like that. It's heavy.
Mitch Moreland, Odor, Prince Fielder. They have another one in there.
Carl Yastrzemski.
No, Yaz is not in.
It's not Josh Hamilton. We know that. But they got lefties, and they're deep on them. And when you face that dominant lefty, it's game over.
Yeah, and then another problem as well is that most of their pitchers pitch to contact. They don't strike out a lot. Derek Holland's not striking anybody out, really.
Which is amazing to me.
Yeah, and Martin Perez, he doesn't give up a lot of runs, but that eventually catches up with you because you're giving up he's given up maybe 3 runs a game almost as of late. But I mean, he's only striking out 3 guys a game.
It's a problem. But which is what I'm happy about with young Julio Urias. He looked good against the Giants yesterday.
Yeah.
He looked really good.
Yeah, he's going to pick it up more and more.
He's going to pick it up. He's going to pick up his confidence. And if you get this kid comes up, he's only 19 years old. The Dodgers threw him, in the deep end real early against the Mets
swim,
on
dude?
the road. Yeah, exactly.
No.
and now you're.
He said he was nervous.
Yeah, he was obvious.
Yeah.
His stuff is real.
Yeah,
and his stuff is going to translate. And now it's more. All he has to do is pitch more and more. He looked dominant yesterday against the Giants. And realistically, a guy gives up 2 runs. He needs that win.
Right. Where did he go? 6.
He went 6 and gave up 2 and struck out 10. I think.
Did he?
8 or 10, something like that.
Yeah, but the thing of it is,
I could be wrong, though.
Yeah, but with this kid though, they put too much hype on him. It's too much pressure, man. I mean, LA is the pressure cooker, but that's too much. You put him in the category of Fernando Valenzuela, Kershaw, and Sandy Koufax all rolled into one. Come on, dude. Let him come up and pitch to a batter first.
Let him pitch. I forgot somebody on the U-Trick segment that I really wanted to add.
Who is that?
It is the group of referees in the Copa America soccer tournament that didn't see the man on Peru pull the whammy. Did you see this?
No, I didn't.
The player on Peru, the game is tied 0-0 against Brazil, and they're in the 75th minute or something like that. A guy on Peru seems to score a goal. When you slow it down and you look at it, he clearly hit the ball in with his hand, but stuck out his leg.
Really?
What? You gotta watch this. This is incredible, and it eliminated Brazil, and they had a conference for 3 minutes afterwards, and they still didn't come up with the right call. And now, truth be told, that gives America a chance to actually make some noise in the Copa Cup. We might actually do something.
Now let me ask you this: do you think it was a corrupt move?
You know what? This isn't FIFA, but at the same time, this was suspect.
If you go back and review it and still get it wrong, it's usually questionable.
Now, I don't think they reviewed it. They just talked amongst each other, which is a big problem. It's a serious problem. Well, folks, this has been the OZone. We're coming at you from Beverly Hills, which means we're a little more relaxed.
Chilled out, dude.
Chilled out. We're going to go drink some green juice.
Yeah.
And go USA in the Copa Cup. Go Cavs tonight. We'll see what happens. And just want to leave you with an inspirational quote. Guys, look for something positive in each day, even if some days you have to look a little harder. All right, ladies and gents, thanks for rocking with us on the Ozone. I'm your host, Omar Miller. I'm here with my brother,
Terry, the Icons.
There it is.
Ozone.
Out.